Hello everyone, I am Abinaya, Assistant Professor at Dr. SNS College of Education, Coimbatore. In today's session, we are going to learn about a major environmental issue, oil spills. You might have heard about oil spilling into the ocean from bigger ships or underwater pipelines. But what really happens when oil spills into a sea? And what are the causes of oil spills? And how does it affect the environment? How does it affect our health? Let us know more about oil spills in this video. Let us get into the video. So what is an oil spill? An oil spill is when petroleum or oil-based substances are accidentally released into water, mostly oceans or seas. So these spills can happen during transportation or storage or drilling of oil. So the spilled oil, it spreads across the surface of water. It forms a thick, sticky layer that is extremely harmful for the marine life. So some major oil spills in history, if you take Exxon Valdez oil spill in Alaska in 1989 and Deepwater Horizon oil spill in Gulf of Mexico in the year 2010, which is considered one of the worst ever. So even a small amount of oil can cause long-term damage to ocean ecosystem. Now, let's look at the main causes of oil spills. First one is the tanker accidents. When oil carrying ships, they crash or sink, they release massive amounts of oil into the sea. And then the next one is offshore drilling leaks. So oil rigs or platforms can leak if they malfunction, as you know. And pipeline breaks. So some pipelines, they run under the ocean, and if they break, the oil seeps into the ocean water. And operational errors, sometimes spills happen during the loading or unloading of oil due to human error. So these operational errors are more common. And even natural seeps from the ocean floor can release oil, though this is rare and usually a very little amount will be emitted. So let us discuss about the effects of oil spills. When you take the effects, these are serious and long lasting. So first thing, marine animals, that is marine organisms, they suffer the most. Birds and sea otters, they get their feathers and fur coated in the oil, and this prevents them from staying warm and floating properly, and often leading to death. So fish, planktons and coral reefs are also poisoned when there is a oil spill, because it is full of chemicals, right? So oil spills, they damage the coastal areas, killing the plants and animals and harming the food chain. So fishing and tourism industries, they suffer a lot, and countries has to spend millions on cleaning up these oils. And don't forget, workers and volunteers, when they are exposed to oil during the cleanup, they may suffer from skin and breathing problems. So these are the effects of oil spills. Prevention and control measures. So how do we deal with oil spills? Here are some important ways to prevent and control them. First one is booms and skimmers. These are the floating barriers that contain the oil, and the skimmers, they collect it from the water surface. So this technique is widely used when there is an oil spill. Then dispersants. So special chemicals are sprayed to break the oil into smaller droplets and helping them to dissolve faster. The third one is bioremediation. So this is an eco-friendly method that uses bacteria or fungi that will eat and break down the oil. And final one is the international regulations. So organizations like the IMO, they enforce rules on how oil is handled and transported. So we must stick on to those. And preparedness, oil companies and coast guards must have emergency response plans and equipments and trained professionals. So they must be ready in case of an oil spill. Most importantly, we need to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and shift to clean energy alternatives like what we have discussed in our previous videos: solar, wind, geothermal, and so on. So, this is all about prevention and control measures. To wrap up, oil spills are one of the most dangerous forms of water pollution. They harm the environment, marine life, and even the human health. But with technology, strict safety rules, and public awareness, we can minimize the damage. Hope you have understood the topic. Thank you.